I turn off the lights in my house. It's 4 in the morning. With dawn still a few hours away, we leave the Emiya household. Everything is arranged already. There's nothing to talk about now. We just need to go to battle and fulfill our roles. There's no guarantee that we'll come back alive. No, that has been the case all along, but there's less of a guarantee this time. That's why I'm carefully turning off all the lights. Huh? There's someone standing in the yard. The golden-haired girl is just standing there, looking up at the night sky. Hey, what are you doing, Saber? I was watching the sky in this house. Her reply is gentle. She's looking at the house with an expression different from the first time I met her. A lot has happened. I want to engrave the events in my mind so that I will remember them forever. It is the voice of one prepared not to return. I see. Yeah. Please remember it if you can. I make a clumsy wish from the porch. Yes. Then I have a favor to ask of you as well. I will protect you two, so please come back to this house together. Yeah. We'll come back here no matter what. That's all I can manage to say. We're going to go destroy the Holy Grail. At the same time, Servant Saber will be returning to her original place. Even if I want her to stay here, and even if Saber is attached to this house, as long as she is a servant, she cannot go against the law. Hey, what are you doing? We don't have time, so hurry up! A voice urges us from the entrance. Tosuke must be waiting at the gate, ready to go. Sure. Yeah, let's go settle this once and for all. I turn off the last light and leave the house with Saber. A quiet night. The illusion of the girl staring up at the stars is still lingering in the yard. Well, Saber's gonna disappear again, it seems. The plan goes like this. Saber will head into the Ryudo temple from the front while Tosuke and I sneak in from the back. Saber will enter before us so that she can get Gilgamesh's attention. We will use that opening to sneak in, quickly destroy the Holy Grail, and go help Saber. I'll keep Gilgamesh at bay by projecting his noble phantasm, allowing Saber to finish him off. That is the only plan we have. It is a path that you can barely call a road. Tosuke must have researched it beforehand, as she goes up without hesitation. At night, the mountain is dark and ominous. It is natural for the sacred mountain to reject people. The dark mountain is threatening, but it is an embodiment of the pure gods at the same time. But this isn't normal. It smells so bloody that I feel sick. Tosuke stares up at the summit where the Ryudo temple is. Smelling bloody is just a phrase Tosuke used. There is no smell of blood coming from the mountain. It just feels strange. The air is damp and it sticks to the skin like a membrane. The place is suffused with a life force so strong that I can't tell if the breathing I hear is mine or the mountain's. I feel like I'm climbing up a big living organ rather than a mountain. I know it's late to ask, but how do you feel, Shiro? Then, Tosuke suddenly asks me such a question. Why are you asking all them questions, Tosuke? I feel fine, but really not. What's that mean? To be honest, it's beyond my control. I feel fine, but I don't at the same time. I honestly tell her, I can easily project dozens of weapons with this amount of magical energy. But it's like having a jet engine inside of a worn-out plane, so the fuel might leak out and explode if I let my guard down. You and your analogy, Shiro. Mana is the fuel, and mages are the engine. Something like that. I think he said something like that before. It's just, well, I don't know why, but he's always using vehicle analogies. Wow, such a luxurious worry, but it did succeed, huh? I was worried since it was the first time. My face burns up the instant I recall it. Hold on, please don't talk about it right now. I know, I feel the same way. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about the balance of magical energy I'm giving to you and Saber. I'm sharing my magical energy between two people, so Saber is getting less energy now. I guess there's no voice acting whenever they're even referencing the sex. The voice actors must have been like just way too embarrassed to do anything like that. Oh, I see. Then does that mean Saber can't fight with all her power? Obviously. Hey, don't take me so lightly. It's not, at least it's not as bad as you being her master. Oh. I won't do such a clumsy thing. The magical energy I'm giving you is small, so it's fine. But we can't push it. Saber can only use her holy sword once. Excalibur! She can only use her holy sword once? Then we can't use the holy sword against Gilgamesh. Saber's noble phantasm has to be saved to destroy the Holy Grail. Then Saber has to keep Gilgamesh busy without using her noble phantasm? Yeah, so we'll have to go help her as quickly as possible. I told her that she can use the holy sword if she can't stop Gilgamesh by herself. But that would be it for Saber. Only her holy sword can destroy the Holy Grail. So, my breathing stops. In short, she will have to use her holy sword at the cost of her existence. Tosaka, that's... It can't be helped. It's what Saber said. She will destroy the Holy Grail even if I stop her. Tosaka murmurs as she looks away. Damn, how stupid of me. It must be hard for Tosaka as well. Tosaka doesn't want Saber to disappear either. Then, let's hurry. We won't give Saber to Gilgamesh. That's my property, Shiro. Give me back my waifu. Of course not. She's mine. I won't let him kill her. We run. We know what we have to do. We have to stop the Holy Grail as fast as we can and go settle the match with Gilgamesh. The mountain is rumbling. The sky is filled with dark clouds and the trees are rustling as if shivering with fear. She watches it all at the entrance to the mountain gate. She understood that the Ryudo temple was poisoned the instant she approached it. The golden servant isn't the only one waiting for her at the top of the stairs. Something strange is waiting for her. She cannot afford to make a mistake. If the mountain is a place of death, then she will draw all the risk to herself. She wants the other two to make it out alive. She cannot hold anything back. She can only use her holy sword twice. She understands that she will disappear the instant she activates the holy sword for the second time. I do not care. He is an enemy I cannot match unless I risk my life. The king of heroes, Gilgamesh. She cannot think of anything else but to use the holy sword against that man with 1,000 noble phantasms. Go after 30 minutes, Saber. She recalls Ren's words. It is only one more minute until the appointed time. She breathes out and sets her condition. Wind blows down from the mountaintop. The instant the trees shiver against the evil wind, she starts up the stone steps. She runs up in a flash. Her attack must have been detected the instant she stepped onto the stairs. The last servant should appear at the temple. She will get to him as quickly as possible so she can defeat him before Shiro and Rin arrive. She cannot disobey her master's order. She started off after waiting 30 minutes, just as Rin ordered. Even if she arrives at the temple before Rin expects her to, she's not going against Rin's order. It is just that she will protect her master's life and go against Rin's expectation as a result. If the thing leaking out from the mountain is pollution, Saber is a raging wind that blows the pollution away. It should not take her a minute to get to the top. She will be 5 minutes faster than what Rin is expecting. She can end her fight against Gilgamesh in that time. Ha! She runs, enduring the mountain's chill. The silver armor shoots up to the temple like a bullet. And when she finally reaches the mountain gate... What? Her feet, which should not stop, come to an unexpected halt. Sweat runs down her forehead. She looks up at the mountain gate in astonishment. I've been waiting for you. I'm glad you made it in time, Saber. An elegant voice echoes through the night. Yep, forgot all about you, didn't we? Moonlight glints off the long sword. On the stairs leading up to the mountain gate stands an enemy who should not exist. Assassin! There's no elegance in Saber's voice. An enemy that should not be there, an obstacle that should not exist. She cannot be calm in the face of these surprises. What is wrong, Saber? Is it that much of a surprise that I'm here? You should know that I'm the guard here. His pleased voice is calm and composed. The swordsman is acting casually, even with the evil wind swirling about. Impossible. Why are you here, assassin? Castor summoned you. You cannot exist since Castor is gone. That should be the case for normal servants, but I'm a bit special. It is not a person, but the land that is binding me. Masters are the hosts which keep you in this world. It is the mountain in my case. What? The land is the host? Right. Servants, ones without form, cannot maintain other servants even if they are magi. A host from this age is needed to keep a servant in this world. That fox summoned me and chose this land to be my host. Therefore, I am a servant that can only appear here. I will not disappear as long as this mountain exists, even if Castor, my summoner, dies. But that is only borrowed time. The fox gave me about 20 days worth of magical energy. You should be able to tell when my limit is. Saying so, the swordsman raises his right hand. Inside his elegant kimono, his white arm is transparent like glass. Assassin, you... I will not last until dawn, as you can see. Until dawn. The appointed time of 20 days is already over. It is just luck that kept me alive this long. She looks up at the swordsman in astonishment. Neither enmity nor murderous intent is emitted from his sword. He just wishes for a fight. He is demanding a meaningless battle. Then you have stayed just to fight me, assassin? Do not let me say it, Saber. It will just turn into meaningless words if I say it. He laughs. She cannot understand how he feels, but she does not have the time right now. The other two will make it in time for the battle unless she hurries. No, in the worst case, they will reach the temple to face Gilgamesh even before she does. Move aside, assassin. The one that ordered you to protect this gate has died. There's no longer a reason to follow that command. Saber asks while she takes a step forward, but... I refuse. I had no reason to fight from the start. Assassin points his sword at Saber, saying that he will start the fight if she comes any closer. No, I do not have a reason to fight. From the very beginning, I have had nothing. I do not have pride as a heroic spirit, and I do not have a wish that I want granted. No, first of all, it was a mistake that I got summoned, because I am not Sasaki Kojiro. Saber's confusion reaches its limit. Sasaki Kojiro. It should be the true identity of this servant, but Assassin himself said that he is a fake. You should not be so surprised. Sasaki Kojiro was never more than a fictional swordsman without a true identity. It is said that he existed, but records of him are too vague. His past was falsely forged as a convenient foe to a famed swordsman. I'm sure that a man named Sasaki Kojiro existed, but I'm also sure that there was a swordsman who used Mana Hoshizai. But they are not the same person. A swordsman with the name Sasaki Kojiro is a fictional character created by his enemy's foil. You are a fictional heroic spirit? Yes, I am Sasaki Kojiro. It merely means that I am the best suited for this role. I do not have a name, I do not know how to read or write, and I was not fortunate enough to be given one. I'm a phantom that was summoned just because I could execute Sasaki Kojiro's secret technique. I am a false servant. I cannot last long. Castor treated me as a disposable servant because of that reason. See? There's no meaning in this, right? Even if I am to perform a great deed here, all the reward will go to Sasaki Kojiro. I will get nothing. As I am nothing, everything is meaningless. I'm not even clear about myself. I'm only a disposable swordsman that acts out the role of Sasaki Kojiro. His longsword wavers. The fictional swordsman created by a fictional story blocks her way as if to fulfill his role. But, if there is a meaning in me, it is now. If there is a wish for me who died nameless, he must have He must have dreamed of a match with a superior swordsman who he could not have been allowed to witness as a nameless swordsman. Assassin! She readies her sword. She cannot convince her enemy. The only way she can answer the swordsman who is prepared for his death is to fight him. Then let us start. My life will end no matter what. There can be no better end than to die at your hand. His longsword moves. Saber's sword repels the strike like moonlight. His longsword wavers. She cannot match Gilgamesh if she uses up her powers here. But she cannot afford to hold back. No, she does not know if she can win, even if she uses all her powers. His longsword gets more fierce with each blow. A fictional swordsman. A swordsman who can match a heroic spirit without a noble phantasm. She must settle her match with him right here and now. The mountaintop is near. We'll reach the back of the temple once we climb up this mountain. I think there's a big lake there. I see it! We're almost there! Tosca pushes her way through the branches and runs up the hill. I keep watch on our surroundings as I follow behind Tosca. And so, it greets us the instant we make our way from the hill onto the level ground. Ugh, what in the fuck? It got even worse. It's even more disgusting now. What is this? A lump of meat is wriggling around. The thing in the middle of the lake spews out black blood and shakes as if asking for help. How big is that thing? Already as big as an island, the pile of flesh is slowly expanding. The clear water is now dirty and sticky like coal tar. No way. Is that the Holy Grail? I avert my gaze, unable to stare directly at it. The air on this mountain is that thing's breath. The infinitely flowing magical energy is making that lump of meat explode, and the black blood is polluting the lake. The blood isn't just colorless energy. The black thing is a visible curse. Just looking at the black mud gives me chills. The curse seeps into my brain through my eyes, ordering me to die. And that is all. Die, die, die. What the? How can we stop such a thing? The distance is about 30 meters. The lake is shallow, and it'd be easy to walk in it. But it's suicidal to go into that mud. Just looking at the curse is almost enough to knock one unconscious. I'll weaken and sink into the mud if I walk a meter into it. That thing is about to explode. I don't know if it was shaped like that from the start, but I bet the original vessel was too small. It can't contain the thing in it, and it's about to break the vessel. Break the vessel? You mean... If Shinji's the Holy Grail, it would mean he would be destroyed. Can you see it? There's something that's shaped like a human in it, right? I think you'll be able to see it. Huh? I look where Tosca is looking. Within the expanding pile of flesh, I certainly see something shaped like a human. He looks like he's been crucified. His clothes have been torn off, leaving him naked. Visible against his skin, the blood vessels writhe like centipedes, connecting him to the meat. It looks bizarre, as if grapevines took a human form. Shinji. I can't see his face, but I'm sure of that physique. I see. So, is he alive? I can't tell. He's not dead, but I'm not optimistic enough to say that he's alive in that condition. He's breathing. His body is... I can't even say that he has human limbs in a way. I thought so. The Holy Grail this time is in human form, so it means it's operated using a person, right? Oh, so is that why it's a giant fucking mound of flesh? Is that supposed to be a human's form? I guess Shinji turned out that way because he's incompatible, but the Holy Grail won't function unless the host is alive. But that thing is about to explode. It's going to destroy Shinji, right? That's because it can't be helped. The Holy Grail will not exist anymore if that happens. That strange thing will flow out from a gate the Holy Grail opens. But we can still make it in time. The Holy Grail has been activated, but it is not in its true form, nor is it broken. That Goldie just wants to open the gate. His objective is to activate the Holy Grail and destroy the vessel. If he does that, that mysterious mud will flow out infinitely. There's no time to think. We have to pull Shinji out of that thing and stop the Holy Grail. Tosuke, can you do something about that mud? It looks like we can walk on it if we freeze it. That's impossible. I can do it if it's just water, but that thing is a curse made up of magical energy. Even a manga specialized in freezing would have a hard time freezing magical energy that took physical form. I see. Then, I guess I'll just have to pray and run through it. I'll cross the lake before I get cursed and bring back Shinji. Hey, are you going to go like that? It's impossible. It'll swallow you. You never know unless you try. We don't have time. Saber should be fighting right now. We can't hesitate here. I quickly turn, moving to protect Tosuke. This is surprising. I did not think I would see your face for the third time, you mongrel. A laugh. He appears here as if knowing our plan. Gilgamesh? No way! Then who is Saber fighting? It seems Saber is fighting someone from what Tosuke is saying. But I can't tell who she's fighting, nor how she's faring. No, this isn't the time to be thinking about such things. The one before us is the worst possible enemy. He's the strongest servant, the one the three of us had planned to beat together. But only Tosuke and I face him now. Oh? Saber's not here. How dull. In that case, I guess I will settle for killing just the two of you. Coldness emanates from the sea of mud, and the man before me gives off a murderous intent. He already has the noble phantasms ready behind him. I'll be skewered the instant I carelessly take a step forward. No, that will be too boring. I normally do not allow such a thing, but I shall make an exception for the two of you. Just this once. You two are special guests. I shall give you two a brief grace period. Grace period? I clench my fist as I glare at the enemy. My magic circuit is open. I managed to form 14 blueprints in my head. I'll reproduce his swords once he clicks his fingers. I should be able to let Tosuke escape. What? Do I have to tell you? I'm telling you two to stand there until the cocoon hatches. It would be too lonesome if I were the only one to witness it. Seeing this through will give meaning to your lives. I can't listen to him. Our goal is to stop the Holy Grail. If we can still make it, we have to get Shinji back. I see. I'm sorry, but I won't do as you say. I'm going to go there and stop your Holy Grail right away. Then, Tosuke glares at Gilgamesh from behind me. Oh? He grins. He smiles like that when he decides to kill the one in front of him. Hold on, Tosuke! That's... Can you stop him here, Shiro? I know it's unreasonable, but please hold on until Saber makes it here. I'm going to go pull Shinji out. What? Pull Shinji out? I know, he's still Sakura's brother, and I can't just let him die in front of me. And you believe in saving anyone that can be saved, right? Tosuke runs to the Black Lake. Is she going to go into that mud? How ridiculous! Are you trying to make me die of laughter? He laughs, as if to look down at Tosuke's determination. What's so funny? Oh, is it not comical for you, mongrel? Go through that curse? Do you think that a mere human can go through what even a servant cannot bear? Huh, don't take me too lightly. I'm not so weak as to be tainted by this curse. And I'm not a half-spirit like you guys. I'm fully human, so I won't let that curse drown me. It's an obvious bluff, but I'm sure that Tosuke will make it across. As she says, Tosuke Rin isn't so weak as to lose to that curse. I see! Then do as you wish. But I will not allow such a thing. Trace. A sword shoots forward. The sword flies through the air to pierce Tosuke's defenseless back. Off! And is slashed down by Concho. I breathe hard. I made it, even though I was prepared. This is the fastest projection I've ever done. It's probably thanks to Tosuke's magical energy. With this, I might be able to... You. Murderous rage fills his red eyes. The projection made him serious. The noble phantasms behind his back increase in number. Shiro, I hear Tosuka's worried voice. I don't turn around but stare at my enemy with Kancho in hand. Tosuka, I'm leaving Shinji up to you. That's all I say. Alright, I'll bring him back right away. I hear a splashing sound. Tosuka goes into the mud without any hesitation. Then I'll protect her. I won't allow a single noble phantasm to get past me. I'm your opponent. Beat me if you want to attack Tosuka. I take a step forward. That must have gotten on his nerves. The golden servant takes his eyes off Tosuka and looks at me. Huh! That girl will die anyway. It was out of compassion that I tried to kill her. The noble phantasms point at me. He lets out a sharp, murderous intent. But it seems I need to teach you a lesson before that. You miserable fraud. I shall teach you the difference between the fake and the real. He releases his treasures unsparingly. The longsword slashes through the darkness. Saber has yet to be able to close in on her enemy that freely swings his longsword. Unable to dodge, she retreats. The distance between the two does not shrink. There is 1 meter between Saber and Assassin, but Saber is unable to climb the few steps. She bites her lip. She cannot waste any time. She surpasses him in power. She can overpower him if she uses her magical energy and her sword as a shield. Just 1 blow. She can overpower him if she can withstand just 1 blow. It can be her arm or leg. If she does not allow the wound to slow her, there will be no second attack. She can surely slash Assassin after she receives his blow. But, if that attack has to come for her neck, she cannot overpower him. All of the servant's attacks are of that kind. All are meant to take her life. Retreat is the only defense against them. She cannot move forward because of the enemy's technique, and the geographical disadvantage does not allow her to move to either side. She cannot move forward because of those reasons. She must reach the temple alive. The two are fighting Gilgamesh even at this moment. They might die if she is late. No, in the worst case, they are already. She runs. She rushes upward, yelling as if to deny the ominous thought. The two weapons collide. For some reason, Assassin swings his sword not at the charging Saber, but at the swinging sword. Impressive. As expected from Saber's sword. I thought it would be able to take a few blows, but it was bent after just 1. Sparks fly off. The swords try to push each other away. Assassin blocked my sword? Assassin's sword is fragile. It is a good sword that can even cut steel, but it is made by a human. It cannot even be compared to her sword that is not made by men. Her longsword would be pulverized if he used his power to strike back at the oncoming attack. That is why Assassin has parried the attacks and pushed back Saber by attacking her body instead of her sword until now. But Assassin blocked this attack. Assassin's sword cannot block Saber's attack no matter how strong he is. The longsword that blocks Saber's attack is bent. There's no way it's as sharp as it was before. I can beat him? Can I beat him without a scratch? Saber asks herself while she pushes back Assassin's longsword. That question becomes an opening. There is a reason why Assassin blocked her sword. She's standing in that position before she realizes it. Their positions are different. They are now standing on the same level. Before she realizes it, Saber has been forced to fight sideways. It is just like before. They are standing on the same plane. This is the position he needs to execute his secret technique. Assassin is able to execute his demonic attack here. Tsubame Geishi. 3 arching blades close in on the enemy from all sides, allowing no chance for defense or evasion. A chill runs up her back. Assassin! You! Saber stops pushing. She can push him back, then follow up with a finishing blow or run up to the mountain gate. But it will be the same either way. That attack will come the instant she pushes him away. It will end once he executes his technique. It does not matter if she runs up to him, or if she turns her back and runs up the mountain. So she cannot push him. She can only loosen up and match Assassin's push. Are you sure you want to relax like that? I can push you back now. Assassin stares at Saber in satisfaction. There is no inhumane emotion there. The swordsman is just fascinated by her eyes, trying to find some way out of this hopeless situation. So this is why you damaged your own weapon? Of course. I wanted to put an end to the match. I thought this would bring out the Saber I saw previously. Do not think about what comes after this battle while we are still fighting. She gasps. Assassin's words are not to insult her, but... The compound is burning. Sounds of swords clashing and breaking. It is the sound of battle between Gilgamesh and Imiyashiro. It seems the banquet is at its peak. This is no time for you to be staying here. Assassin! She puts power into her arms. She puts magical energy into his sword to push her enemy back. But she cannot do it. She will die when she does so. She will fall into Assassin's trap once she gets away from him. She grits her teeth in frustration. She puts magical energy into her sword without a plan. Then... Why the hesitation? There's only one thing for us to do. The swordsman's voice is clear. Assassin! From the very beginning, we were only summoned to fulfill our roles. As I protect this gate, you have something to protect as well. Then there is nothing to think about. And Saber, you are not the only one who is in a hurry. There is no lie in those words. Those are the first and last true words for the swordsman that fulfilled his role as a fictional character. That he would like for both of them to go all out on each other. The swordsman in front of her is telling her his only wish, his only compensation for being summoned in this world. I apologize for my impoliteness. We certainly do not have time. She releases the magical energy in her sword. The merciless force pushes Assassin back. He slides back about 2 meters. Saber does not move even though she is within Assassin's best range. She does not run up the mountain gate, nor does she charge at Assassin. She releases the seal. Showing her sword, Saber confronts Assassin. There is no hesitation in her eyes. She will use all her powers if need be. Her eyes state that she will use all her strength to defeat the enemy in front of her. There is nothing to talk about now. The fictional swordsman readies his sword. Let us. He greets his greatest enemy with his strongest technique. She struggles through the sea of tainted meat. The lake isn't even a meter deep. Chunks of flesh carp at the bottom, so she only sinks up to her knees. Jeez, this is too disgusting! She grumbles as she breathes hard. Every step brings a chill as if she's treading on piles of insects. If she stops moving, the taint on her skin begins to solidify and consume her. Jeez, damn it! She shakes it off with all her might and keeps going. It is almost impossible to keep wading through the rottenness while still keeping her sanity. After this, even slaughtering a cow shouldn't be a big deal. Tosuka Rin thinks so defiantly. So she's getting used to this work now. She's so tense that she'll stop moving once she stops treating this as work, but at least there is no mental damage this way. But she cannot endure it with just willpower. Her temperature rises with each step. The meat on her legs attacks her nerves instantly. Even if she flings it off, the poison has already entered her system. Curse. The malice is almost tangible, and it feels like a disease. One will get sick when touched by it. It taints the nerve, takes away energy, boils the brain, and kills within 1 step. A normal person would stop moving after 2 steps and would fall into the sea of decay. She does not know what would happen after that. She doesn't even want to consider whether she will be suffocated or absorbed into the poisoned flesh. Her mind is too overcome with heat to even think about it. Man! She braces her staggering feet and keeps moving forward. Rin does not enter the pool of mud without a plan. She swallowed 2 jewels and is using all the magical energy she saved up to defend herself. If this curse is a crystallization of pure magical energy, she should be able to repel it with strong magical energy of her own. This is bad. Her vision wavers. Her guess was right, but her scale was off. The swallowed jewels are just as good as a paper shield against the curse. This is not something a human can fight against. No human can ward off this curse. In here, one's belief in oneself is the only support of their life. Jeez, jumping into a sea of fire is colder than this. With her jewel's protection, jumping into a sea of fire would be no problem. As soon as she complains, she gets angry at herself and sets her mind straight. It's not true. She cannot be complaining. She concentrates on the sound behind her. She cannot see the two anymore. She doesn't know if Shiro moved the battleground away or if he's just cornered. Either way, it seems the fight has gone to the compound. Just a bit more. I'll finish this quickly, so... She runs. It's only as fast as walking, but she frantically moves her feet. She pushes her way through the tainted meat. Her breathing ragged, she reaches out. Got it! She climbs up. Eee, God. It's fucking gross. She can feel the mountain of meat. Is she in the meat dimension? Oh, it seems it's better here. She lays on the pulsing ground. This feels even nastier, but the heat violating her nerves goes away. Wait, could this be... She puts her finger on the red ground. It is the same as the black mud, but it has form. It is something that should not exist in this world. Something that came out of the Holy Grail and took form using magical energy. Servants? This is exactly like the servants? She murmurs in blank amazement. She tries to think what this could mean, but then stops herself. This isn't the time. There is only one thing she must do right now. Alright, I'm rested. I'm going to go find Shinji and get out of here. She gets up and runs along the top of the mountain of meat. It is an island about 50 meters wide. She could not tell before, but this lumpy meat is intertwined. Found him. Within it all, Mato Shinji is there, hidden amongst the flesh. I repel the oncoming swords. There are over 10 noble phantasms, and every one of them has been released to destroy me. I throw away the destroyed sword and prepare for the next attack. I catch my breath in an instant. I can't project with ragged breath, and I'll just be skewered if I don't have a weapon. This battle is not a battle against him. This is a battle against my body. I will die once the speed and precision of my projection go down. There is no time to rest! In response to his voice, a straight sword points at me. The loaded noble phantasm is released at fatal speed. Trace! Unable to deflect the full impact, I fall to the ground. I quickly roll to the side and get up, steadying myself. What is wrong? Your quality is going down. You cannot even call it a replica if it will break in one blow. He laughs. He's obviously enjoying this. There's no way for me to defend myself if he releases all the noble phantasms behind him. But he releases them one by one, as if to test how much I can take. But that's what's keeping me alive right now. It's too hard to project a weapon after seeing it, even with Tosuka's backup. I can only imitate the shape. I can't construct the ability inside of it, so it gets destroyed with one blow. Why did he say that? He said I'm the only one who can beat him. But this is all I can do. I can't rush at him after I block his attack. 2. I'll need at least 2 weapons, but I'm having trouble projecting one weapon, so it's impossible for me to project 2 at once. What? So you're just talk faker? He must have liked seeing me roll around as he looks delighted. I catch my breath. It's fine as long as he's enjoying this. There's still a chance for me to win. Trace. On. I look within myself. A limited circuit. I mentally lay out as many blueprints as I can. I can see 17 noble phantasms behind him. I read the structure from its appearance and draw out the concept of creation. Select the composition material. I vomit blood. It's because I'm putting multiple blueprints inside a circuit that usually handles one or two. My nerves are bruised since I started projection, and my body is being destroyed from within. My throat tries to pump out the blood that is filling my stomach. Possession experience. Sympathy complete. I swallow it and continue with the process. Kansho and Bakuya cannot block his noble phantasms. Archer should be able to withstand his technique, but I don't have that much skill. There's only one way for me to block the noble phantasms. I need to offset them with the same exact ones. I still have enough magical energy. There's enough supply from Tosca. But the circuit to the channel is about to break. The end is near. When he gets serious, I have to project the same number of noble phantasms as him to stay alive. But my body will die if I project that many. Roll out. Bullet. Clear. I save the overflowing images. The overflowing swords are ones that will pierce me from within. Imiyashiro will be pierced from within if the circuit cannot be controlled. Oh, you made a lot this time. 10, 15, 17? I see. You've reproduced all the noble phantasms you can see. What? Do not take me lightly. What sort of hero would I be if I could not see through a magus? I can easily tell how many spells you are working on. His words are unexpected. The king of heroes that possesses thousands of noble phantasms can figure out my magic just by looking at me? Then let me grade them. Well, I will not allow any one of them to stay in this world, no matter how good they may be. My reaction is delayed. His words caught my attention, creating a hopeless delay. The 17 noble phantasms are released. King's treasures. A fraction of them charge in, as if to tell me playtime is over. Freeze out. Sword bullet full open. My body wavers. The swords shooting forward and the swords created from within me crash and shake the surroundings. I can't block all of them. Even if I project 17 noble phantasms, I can only give form to them one at a time. Even if I can form them in succession, I am no match for him as he can release all of them at once. You are holding well with your fragile works, but you should not be able to last more than a few more blows. Come on, you need to hurry or you will die. I hear him laughing behind the swords. 12 more enemy noble phantasms. But you sure are foolish. You know you cannot beat me, so you try to regain the Holy Grail. That decision is correct. You are not even a match for me. My fingertips are burning. The magical energy I met in the heat from the crashing noble phantasms burned my fingertips mercilessly. 7 more noble phantasms. But then, why not just kill Shinji? It is a sure way to stop the Holy Grail. I'm sure you two had a way to kill him without going across that mud. Huh, such hypocrisy to save him. As expected from a mongrel. It's burning out. My circuit is completely burning off. I don't have enough. I can't match this man with a small circuit. Damn. Why? Why can't I block them? He said I can beat him, so why am I not even a match? Does that mean I'm making a mistake? 3 more noble phantasms. Will my body last until I block them? No, I should be thinking about the difference between my projection and Archer's. Huh? All senses freeze at that instant. I don't even pay heed to the 3 approaching blades. The golden servant is taking out a sword. A strange sword. My mind burns up the instant I see it. You said you will save the girl, right? He laughs while the sword roars. I eliminate the 3 remaining blueprints in my circuit and concentrate on reading his sword. But I can't read it? I was able to read every sword, but I can't even read that sword's structure. Then show me! Show me what you can save with your imitations! A storm of chaos. The wind emitted from his sword even blows away his own noble phantasms as it comes at me. My mind is still blank. I can't come up with any countermeasures, so I just release the remaining magical energy within me. Let us. And the swordsman readies his sword. The only stance for the man who does not have a stance. A fatal technique that cuts his enemy by simultaneously executing blows from different angles. She has experienced the move before. The previous one only had an arc to surround his enemy and a vertical slash. That is why she was able to avoid it and live up to this day. But the real technique has 3 slashes. A circular slash and a vertical slash, and probably a horizontal slash that cuts anyone that escapes sideways. There's nowhere to run if the 3 attacks are executed all at once. Once in range, the other 2 attacks will cut you even if one is blocked. One cannot escape sideways, and the longsword will reach out even if one retreats. Demonic technique, Tsubame Geishi. A godly technique that even surpasses the servants. The ultimate attack perfected by an anonymous swordsman using all his life. The longsword trembles. His body moves in with one step. The distance to attack Saber. Prison-like arcs are executed from a range that does not allow any defense. Saber does not use her holy sword. She cannot use her noble phantasm at this range. No matter how fast Saber may be, Assassin Tsubame Geishi is many times faster. Her neck will be cut the instant she puts magical energy into her sword. Therefore, her only weapon is pure technique. The blade begins its arcs. She feels despair from its precision and speed. Such an attack, how much training was needed to get this far? Fear is the only thing on her mind. It cannot be blocked. This technique is a technique of carnage that challenges God with mere human skill. Only God would be able to block it. She gulps. There is a flash as small as a grain of sand. She does not think about what it is, nor if it is correct. She risks everything she has on her instinct. She charges at her victory with all her might. What did the fictional swordsman think of that? Silver armor passes through the gap beside his arm. The opening between the swordsman's left arm and his waist. Saber must have figured out that the small opening is the blind spot of the technique. Even though the attacks still chip off her armor, Saber curls up and flies through the opening. An exquisite skill that is only possible with her precognition, her great instinct. She was able to predict the true Tsubame Geishi since she experienced it once. But that is not the surprising part. It is her determination that kept her alive. She trusted in her insight and put all her power into the slight opening. She shook off her fear that she would be slashed even if she was a moment late and charged into the small opening. Therefore, her determination is the strength that defeated the demonic technique. But the match isn't over yet. Even though Tsubame Geishi was avoided, her enemy's right beside her, and she charged in with speed quicker than the attack. It is not easy to recover her stance from such a charge. The attack is the quickest, even if it may not be as quick as the demonic technique. But her attack is a bit quicker than his. Oof. He closes his mouth. He shuts his lips tight and tenses up so that he will not fall down. Blood from his lungs fills his mouth, but he swallows it so that it will not spill out. The golden-haired girl is below him. The weight of the swordsman does not allow him to dirty her with his blood. Saber does not say anything. Her golden hair flutters down to the ground. It is a wonder that her head is still attached. It is a miracle that her limbs are still attached. She felt that her body would be slashed the instant she went into that opening. That was the only difference. The longsword. The swordsman's technique would have stayed invincible if his longsword had not been bent. The air is shaking. Another battle is still going on behind the mountain gate. Unsure of what to say, Saber looks up at the dying swordsman. To that, Go. The swordsman tells her without looking at her. How much meaning was contained in that word? Saber pulls out her sword and runs up the stairs. She does not turn back to the swordsman. She runs to fulfill her role. Huh. I thought she was a beautiful bird, but she turned out to be a lion. He murmurs as if that was to be expected. She avoided something that even a sparrow could not avoid, so she cannot be something that is admired. I was confident in my skills to see through women. I guess I need more training in that as well. The swordsman complains with a shrug. His elegant clothing has lost its colors already. His stomach is pierced and his blood-stained feet are vague. He looks down at them and sits. The branches shake. The wind coming down from the top of the mountain rustles the forest. And when the flowers scatter, the wind stops and the moon darkens. The swordsman has disappeared without a trace, as if his existence was just an illusion. At that instant, I develop the strongest weapon I've projected, but it doesn't even serve as a shield. The Sword of Separation. The mysterious sword cuts through the wind, destroys 6 noble phantasms, and cuts my body apart. It's disappearing. The circuit is disconnected, and Tosca's magical energy disappears without a place to go. Damn! I curse my worthlessness. I knew that I'm unskilled. I curse myself for never thinking twice. Why is this all the magical energy I have? Just a bit more. If I could reach into that darkness just a bit more, I could have fought like him. I fall to the ground. I fly through the air and crash to the ground with great force. I don't feel pain from the landing. I don't have such a sense anymore. Even my mind is going blank. Before I die, the only thing filling my head is the surprise that my limbs are still attached. So that is all you can manage. I guess a fraud is just a fraud. You cannot save anyone. My heartbeat gets weaker. My lungs do not move, rendering me unable to breathe. It would have been more fun if I let Archer live. He was a faker as well, but his ideal was not vulgar. I can't see anything, but it seems like it's not because my eyes are broken. My organs are just too messed up to function as they should. Maybe it's fortune. I don't have any sense of pain, so I should be able to die easily. Oh, I remember. Now that I think about it, he said your ideal is a borrowed one. How conceited of you to think that you can manage anything when you have nothing you created yourself. I can't do that. Even if I might go crazy from the pain, I need to regain my consciousness. The deep part of me says so as it points to that place. A superhero? A world where no one gets hurt? Ridiculous! No world can preserve happiness without harming anyone. Humans cannot live without sacrifices. Peace is a myth created by those who cower in fear of the dark. You mongrel! Your ideal is just an excuse to cover up your ugliness. I raise my arm, which should not be moving. My fallen body and my dying mind. I raise my hand to grab something like I did on that day. I don't know what's funny, but someone's laughing. It seems like everyone in this world is laughing. A fake wish, a borrowed ideal, someone scorning me, saying that my dream won't come true. Yes, that's exactly right. My wishes are all borrowed. I just admired the wish of wanting to help someone because it's beautiful. So there's nothing that came from within me. My body has always been driven by a curse-like obsession with helping others. That's why it's a fake. Such an imitation cannot save anything. First of all, I'm not sure what needs to be saved. But I still felt that it's beautiful. It was not born from within me. I just saw someone save others and copied that behavior. I was empty back then. Everyone died, and I could not save anyone. I could not bear the fear in front of me unless I gave up, saying that humans are weak. That's why. That's why I admired the ideal, because it was something I did not have, and its sanctity brought tears to my eyes. Is that wrong? Is it a fake if it's not mine? Even if my wish is fake, is it wrong for it to come true? No, I don't think it's wrong. I don't care, even if it's fake. I'll make it come true, even if it's an impossible ideal. It's an impossible wish from the start, an unreachable utopia. Then, even if Imyashiro is a fake, what's there has to be true. That's right. I already knew that. I know that I can't save everything. I know that there's no help without sacrifices. I know that reality is like that because I became an adult. I know it's only an ideal, but I still continue to seek it. It's not the end after someone gets hurt. Even if the best possible outcome has someone get hurt to save many others, I still want to pursue a resolution where nobody is hurt. That there is just no justice in this world, and that people die meaninglessly in reality. I don't think such words are right. And he reaches this place at the end. What I believe in. What I believed in. He said that they are all fake, but the one who said so followed through on his hypocrisy. Then I can keep going. I don't care, even if it's fake. First of all, I'm too simple-minded to worry about such a thing. I make up my mind on this hill of swords, that if I can save the world in front of me, I will fight for it. I didn't even need to think about it. My world is small. This small world is all I have ever been able to create. That's right. This body of mine is made of firm swords. Yes, so I can endure most things. Imyashiro can keep his dream until the very end, even if what I seek is nowhere. So that's it. I raise my body. I can move my limbs again as soon as my consciousness returns. My body still moves. It's a wonder that I'm still alive, let alone moving, after his attack, but I don't care. If I'm alive, there must be a reason why. It's just that I don't know why. Did you project a shield? I was reluctant to use that sword, but it should have been fatal. You are rather tenacious, boy. You are reluctant? What's there to hold back when you have so many weapons? I keep my distance while I catch my breath. I know how to do it now. I should be able to do it with the backup from Tosca. The problem is the casting. Even though I have it memorized, I don't know how fast I can get it working until I try. Huh, that was a sword only a ruler is allowed to use. I showed it to you for the fun of it, but it's not something to be used against a mongrel. Saber is the only one allowed to fight against it. I will not be able to face Saber if I sully it on one such as you. Numerous noble phantasms appear, but they are all third-rate. The difference is obvious after I see that previous sword, but they are not something I can take lightly. They are more than enough to kill me. The difference in our power is the same. Even though I managed to survive the previous attack, I cannot match that servant with my projection. Oh, are you done with your copying? So you finally understand that it is useless, huh? Then disappear! I will not leave even a piece of your copying brain behind! The noble phantasms are released. But, Shiro! A blue rushing wind repels them. Saber! Gilgamesh jumps back instantly. Even Gilgamesh is cautious against Saber. He wants to avoid hand-to-hand combat with her, as his technique is inferior. Good. Are you alright, Shiro? Sorry that I'm late. I will take over now. Please stay away. No, I can manage Gilgamesh by myself. You're the one to go, Saber. What? What? What are you saying, Shiro? You will fight him in that state of yours? No. Amagas cannot match a servant in the first place. You should know that. Yeah, but Gilgamesh and I are an exception. Trust me. I'll probably be able to beat him. Saber gasps. Saber is surprised because she believes my words. Please hurry to the back, Saber. Tosca is stopping the Holy Grail by herself. You're the only one who can destroy it. She closes her eyes once. A few seconds. No, it's not even for a second. Good luck. I will go save her. She says what I want to hear the most and steps away from Gilgamesh. Her silver armor turns away. Saber, I stop her just once. I cannot save you, and I say it. I say it in place of the one who cared for her. I don't think that the Holy Grail is the one you seek. Go take a good look at it so you won't make a mistake next time. Sure. Sorry, I can't put this into words real well. I guess I wasn't fit to be your master. So, I couldn't even figure out your true desire. That is not true. You are my master, Shiro. Saber, I shall go fulfill my role as a servant. We shall talk afterwards. She runs without turning back. She is gallant and looks like the wind. Saber has left. She believed in my promise that I would win and went to save Tosuka. Let's start. I have no hesitation now. All that's left for me is to defeat the enemy in front of me.
Are you mad? You are letting go of your only chance of victory so you can save that girl? Idiot! It is a lie to sacrifice yourself. You are a true hypocrite for not being able to realize that. Yes, I shall praise you for that.
The noble phantasms are set. There are about 30 of them. If I want to block them, I'll have to create it. Imitations. Faker, huh? Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. I certainly am a faker. I raise my arm. I close one eye and look inside of me. I had the wrong idea. My magic isn't creating swords. First of all, I can't do such a skillful thing. That's right. Tosuka said it too. I can only use one kind of magic. Strengthening and projection are just a byproduct of it. That's right. There's only one thing I can do, and that is to put shape to my mind. I grabbed my right hand with my left and glare at Gilgamesh. I am the bone of my sword. I cast the spell. Casting is only a suggestion to change myself. These words are to connect Miyashiro. I see. I'm done with hearing your nonsense. The numerous noble phantasms are released. I'll make it. This is why one of my eyes is open. I pull out a shield from the hill to block the oncoming noble phantasms. The swarm of swords batter against the shield. The shield is me myself. My body breaks up as each petal of the shield is pierced and damaged. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. There's only one place I need to reach. The flowing power fills me to capacity in an instant. What? What caused his shock? Is it his noble phantasms that cannot penetrate through a single shield? Or is it the magical energy in front of him? I have created over 1,000 blades, unaware of loss, nor aware of gain. It breaks. The overflowing magical energy cannot be controlled. Magical energy 10 times the capacity of the circuit breaks its foundations trying to escape. I cannot break through? Blood trickles from my mouth. The shield is full of holes now. Even though the noble phantasms did not reach me, my body is full of holes. But still, withstood pain to create weapons, waiting for one's arrival. Hey Shiro, that's not exactly how it went. You changed it up. You're doing it wrong. The magical energy rages around. But I don't care. This body is a circuit specialized to use this one magic from the start. There should be more. There should be something beyond this if I can't make it with this circuit. No, it is already there. It's just that I can't see it. There was no limitation to the circuit from the start. If it was darkness, not a wall that stopped my magical energy, then the limit is somewhere beyond the darkness. I have no regrets. This is the only path. Magical energy 10 times the capacity of the circuit breaks its foundation trying to escape, and I use 100 circuits to take in 1,000 times the capacity. My whole life was unlimited blade works. I cast the true name at that instant. Everything breaks and everything reforms. fire runs. The fire becomes a wall and creates a border, changing the world. A desolate land remains, a hill with numerous swords. What does he think of the scenery? The golden servant stands there with a gruesome expression. That's right. I don't create swords. I create a world that contains infinite swords. This is the only magic allowed for me. A desolate land, a graveyard of swords devoid of life. Every sword exists in this world, as swords are reproduced just at a glance. This is Emiyashiro's world, a reality marble. This is the greatest forbidden magic that embodies the caster's internal world. This is heroic spirit Emiya's noble phantasm and the only weapon I possess. Everything is here and nothing is here. That is why this is called Unlimited Blade Works. This is the only definite answer obtained by the one who lived as a sword all his life. Reality marble? So this is your ability! I take a step forward. Stuck in the ground next to me are swords that are floating behind Gilgamesh. There's no need to be surprised. These are all imitations. As you say, these are all trifling swords. I reach out my arms. The swords come out as if to accept me as their user. But there is no rule that an imitation cannot defeat the original. If you say you are not the original, I shall surpass every one of your weapons and destroy your existence. I move forward. In front of me is the servant with 1,000 treasures. Here I come, King of Heroes. Do you have enough weapons in stock? Ha! You forget your place, mongrel! The enemy opens the gate and readies numerous noble phantasms. I run across the deserted land. The two groups of swords start the final match. What is that? The first thing Saber sees after getting to the lake is a giant mountain of meat. She's not a normal knight. She fought many monsters back when she was called a hero. She has even fought dragons, considered the strongest of the fantasy races. But even Saber falters against the mountain of meat. It is not because of its ugliness. It is because she can tell that the lump of meat and the curse flowing out of it are the same as her. A servant. Can a servant turn out to be that different if the summoning is done in the wrong way? Or is that the power of the Holy Grail? She stares at it and shakes her head. Rin! Where are you, Rin? She runs to the lake and yells to the other side. She is hesitant to enter the black mud. It is not because it would be unpleasant. Her instincts tell her that as a half-spirit she cannot touch it. She hears a voice. It is weak, but she hears her master. She looks at the mountain of meat and... Rin! She steps forward without hesitation. Hold on! Don't come in, Saber! Saber stops. She stops her feet and glares at the mountain of meat while holding up her sword. But Rin! Just don't. You'll turn into this if you touch the mud. Please stay there and ready your noble phantasm. This thing will explode soon. Use your noble phantasm on this before that. Saber cannot nod to her master's words. She can tell that the lump of meat is about to hatch. The squirms are turning into throbs and the mud is spreading even further. The lake has turned black and the mud is spilling onto the ground. That thing is growing. The world's restraining power will be activated if that thing is left alone. It is natural for her to destroy it with her holy sword, but to do that... Please get out, Rin. I can do it once you get out. Yeah. Alright, I'll leave it to you, but go ahead and use it if I don't make it out in time. The contract between us will go away, but you should be fine if Shiro is alive. Do not say such a thing. I do not care. I can handle this curse. Saber runs to the black mud so she can get to the lump of meat. But her body did not move. Her body stops when she tries to go near the lake. Rin, did you use the command spell? Of course. I can't let the only one who can destroy the Holy Grail die. I told you it's all good. I'll easily get out from here. You can rest assured and stand by with your noble phantasm. She sounds calm and composed, like always. Rin. But it does not need to be said that it is just a bluff. The island of meat on the other side. There is nowhere for her master to run. Yeah, right. Well, talk is cheap. She murmurs while being surrounded by arms made out of meat. The situation is hopeless. Mato Shinji was saved. She ripped out the blood vessels and nerves connected to the meat to let Shinji out. One One can say he's alive, ignoring all the after effects he may have. No, he looks like he's just unconscious, so one could say that he is healthier than the girl carrying him. The problem is after that. I guess it would be desperate if it gets its heart taken away. Will it let me go if I give Shinji back? She slowly moves while she stares at the tentacles blocking her way. But there is no exit. The tentacles are blocking the way out to the lake. Even if she escapes the tentacles trying to swallow her, she will not be able to get past that wall. Crap. My powers. She almost falls along with Shinji, but she desperately keeps herself up. She went through the cursed sea and even performed neurosurgery to separate Mato Shinji from the mountain of meat. She went as far as using her reserve magical energy that she hadn't used for ages, but... That idiot! He took too much of my magical energy without any reserve. I'm all empty now thanks to him. She bears the dizziness as she complains, but she's not serious, and it wouldn't matter even if she did have more power. The tentacles around her are not moving because her target is standing still. They should react right away once they find out that the thing in their body is poison. Tosuke, Rin, and Mato Shinji are alive because they do not have magical energy to be consumed. But I guess this is it. It's getting hard for me to stay standing. Her vision becomes hazy. Even though she has a foothold, she's still on the mud. Her nerves are getting further infiltrated with each passing second. She will become the new core of the Holy Grail if she falls down onto the meat. But before that, I'm sorry, Saber. You probably won't obey me, so I'll force you to do it. She has one more command spell. That's enough for her to order Saber to use her holy sword. And I have to apologize to you too. I couldn't save Shinji. Just run. I do not want to hear such whining. What? She stops her collapsing body. That voice. The voice coming into her head is definitely that of the servant she has made a contract with. Wait! There's no time to waste. She knows his personality all too well. He told her to run, so he must have done something that she won't escape unless she does as she's told. Well, that's one way to destroy it. She runs. The arrows coming down from the sky are literally a heavy rain. They destroy the tentacles, the ground, and everything in her path. There is no time to turn back. She runs full speed while carrying Shinji. She jumps into the lake. The arrows have swept the black mud away to make her an escape route. It is only for a short while, but there is only dirty water between her and the opposite shore. She runs across the lake while carrying Mato Shinji. She runs with all her might, mud splashing around her. Please, Saber! Her magical energy replies to the yelling voice. There is no need to check. The golden sword mows down everything in its path with its overwhelming power. The mountain of meat is cut in half and breaks down. The black mud evaporates and the light turns the lake into a flat field. It is a waterfall of light that eliminates everything. Bathed in the light, the swordsman accepts that her battle has ended. This is the end. My battle is over. Who did she say that to? The wielder of the holy sword is on her knees and watches the light with a flood of emotions. The Holy Grail is breaking down. The thing she sought, the thing that should have saved her. She destroyed it with her own hands and finally realized her mistake. One boy and one hero. The man that got twisted at the end of his ideal was still a boy. His regrets are so heavy that they cannot all be carried. His crimes are so deep that they cannot be atoned for. But there was something he did not give up on. The Knight in Red finally arrived at an answer at the very end. Then, she has to move forward as well. The end where she took her hands off of the sword. She will run past that hill under her own will. The contract is complete. You are victorious, Rin. The holy sword fades away. She still has some magical energy left. She can stay in this world if she pushes herself. If she can, she would like to see what awaits them in the end. But that is not my role. Shiro has Rin. Her body continues to disappear and the night vanishes from this world as if engulfed by the light. Like a brave gust of wind, the knight that sought the Holy Grail sets off for the Hill of Destiny without leaving a trace of memories behind. I oppose the longsword with a longsword. The swords break each other and the shards are sent flying.
Damn! Do not!
A curved sword appears behind him.
Overestimate yourself, kid!
But I pull out the curved sword by my feet faster than him, and I swing it straight at him. Gilgamesh retreats. I close the distance at once, pull out a sword, and slash at him.
Why? Why am I losing to a mongrel sword?
I crash my swords against the appearing noble phantasms. I'm not thinking. My body and mind will fail if I stop. That's why I will keep moving forward. The instant I see his noble phantasm, I reel in the exact same one and swing it with all my might.
Impossible! I'm being cornered by such a sham!
The sounds of swords crashing echo through the area. He cannot handle my attacks and has to destroy my weapon with his. That will be the cause of his defeat. He has the greatest heroic spirit, as he has over 1,000 noble phantasms at his leisure. But he is only an owner. He does not have one weapon, so he is not a wielder who can use his weapon to its maximum potential. Even in this world, I'm no match against any other servants. I cannot match the ultimate one even with my infinite swords. Gilgamesh must have the ability, but I do not. Therefore, this is the only servant I can match. As we have the same ability, we are both owners. I'm always one step ahead of him since my swords are there, ready to be used.
Damn! 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 I did not think I would have to use my sword against a mongrel like you!
Gilgamesh raises his hand. The sword appearing behind him is the demonic sword, the only sword that does not exist in this world.
I won't let you!
I swing my twin swords. The Kancho and Bakuya I reel in slice off Gilgamesh's arm that tries to reach for his sword.
What?
The weapons stop. His arm and sword fall to the ground, leaving him defenseless. My body acts before I can think. Confident in my victory, my limbs move to slash the King of Heroes. He jumps back. Barely avoiding the twin swords, Gilgamesh retreats still further.
You are stronger than me here.
Gilgamesh admits his defeat and tries to retreat.
I won't let you escape!
I won't let him escape. I'll lose if he regains his composure. I have to settle the match right here.
Damn it! Damn.
He must have realized he will not be able to escape as he pulls out a noble phantasm from behind him. But I'm faster. I'll surely... Huh? What? Our voices overlap. The change happens in an instant. The light coming from the lake eliminates the Hill of Swords. A great magical energy has smashed away the already disappearing reality marble. That's fine. The match is settled. I can beat the servant by slashing him with my twin swords. But after the reality marble is blown away... a black void. A void big enough to swallow a human being. It appears before me, right on Gilgamesh.
What?
Gilgamesh looks down at his body in astonishment. His body is being swallowed. The golden servant is swallowed by the void appearing on his body.
What?
And he turned into a swirl. Did he want to say wait? The void mercilessly swallows the servant. There was no way for him to escape. The void was open on his body. There is no way one can escape something that is only on their body. What was that? I stand there, dumbfounded. The void in front of me is shrinking. I don't know what this is, but it seems Tosca and Saber were able to destroy the Holy Grail. My only guess is that the after effect created the black void to eliminate Gilgamesh. Anyway, now, everything is over. My twin swords disappear. The magical energy in me fades away. Oh, crap. And at the same time, fatigue assails me. Damn, this is bad. I can't walk. I want to go see how Tosca's doing, but my body will not move. Well, I'm sure she'll be alright since Saber went to go save her. Right. I guess I can rest a bit. And after I take a deep breath... What? A chain wraps around my arm. I gasp. The chain drags my body towards the void. I put power into my body, but I can't resist. My feet slide across the ground towards the void. Fool! Does it not know servants cannot become the core? You! He's appearing from the void, but his body has melted here and there, so that void must melt everything it swallows. Damn! I try to get the chain off of me, but it doesn't even budge. This chain even restrained Berserker. It's not something I can pry off. I'm being pulled towards it. I'll be swallowed like him if I go near that void. Damn! Are you trying to take me with you? I have no intention of dying! Stay right there until I pull myself out, you lowlife! You! He's arrogant even in this situation. Damn! But what can I do? I can't get this chain off of me. I'll be swallowed into that void along with him. Even if I hold my ground, he'll pull himself out. It means I'm going to die either way. Oh no. At least take him with me. No way I can't give up that easily. Let's see, what was on the backlog? Let's see. I can't get this chain off of me. I'll be swallowed up into the void along with him. If I hold my ground, he'll pull himself out. I'll at least take him with me. I can't give up, so might as well save. I'm afraid. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. I'm not really sure about this because both of those choices. No, don't. Yeah, the first one has to be wrong. Go to the second one. I can't give up. I feel dizzy. I can't brace myself anymore. I'll die. I can't endure it at the very end. Should I loosen up since I can't brace myself? If I do so, I should be able to push him back into the void. Don't take me so lightly. I won't let you take me with you. I gather my courage. Will my arm rip off first, or will his chain rip off first? Or will he come out first? I don't care either way. I'll fight until the very end and die gallantly. You can do that if you wish, but dodge to your right before you do that. Huh? I turn around instantly. I look back at the compound, which has turned into a flat field. At the same time, something passes by me. You! Archer! The chain is released. Looking like he saw something unexpected, Gilgamesh lets go of the chain. I fall on my butt. I sit there dumbfounded, and the void shrinks and disappears in front of me. That was... I can't stand up and just look behind me to the flat field. Dawn is near. The one with the rising sun behind him is the night in red. Damn. Show off. I complain without thinking, but I'm smiling happily for some reason. Well, I have nothing to say to him, but I guess I'll stay quiet so I can sleep. A golden field that is now deserted. Seeing the knight standing there and Tosca running to him, I lie on the ground. Tosca should say everything I want to say to him, so I'll sleep for now. We'll end up fighting if we see each other again, and I'm not used to parting with myself. And for the final time, I engrave my ideal into my mind so that I won't forget it and close my eyes. The land below him is like a wasteland he once walked on. There is nothing here. There is nothing, as everything was blown away from the mountaintop. The battle has ended. The battle for the Holy Grail has ended, and the curtain is about to fall on his battle as well. He does not know how long it was, but the accumulated wish that should have bound him forever is gone now. The end quickly permeates into him and takes away his body's form. Archer! He looks towards the voice. She should not have the energy to run, but she is running with ragged breathing. He watches it in silence. The girl that ran up to him looks up at the night. The red cloak fluttering in the wind shows no trace of what it used to be. The cloak is cut everywhere, and his armor is cracked and torn. His existence is weak. Standing there haughtily, the knight begins to disappear from his feet up. Archer! The rising sun in the distance. A golden light is emerging from the horizon. Too bad. Well, that's what happened. Give up this holy grail, Rin. He must not have anything special to say. The knight in red says trivial things. That gets to her all the more. The knight who is about to disappear is still acting like before. He is her partner that she spoke cynically with, ran through the battles with, and trusted her back to. She can declare that those days were fun. And it is still there before her eyes. He has remained in this world to save her at the last moment. He lost his master and received the King of Heroes' noble phantasm. His body was disappearing, but he did not come to her and ask for help, and he instead watched over this battle, and the end is in front of her. Archer. The girl cannot think of what to say. It is always like this for her at the most crucial times. She loses her cleverness when it counts the most. Huh. The knight smiles a bit. He knew that from the start. The clumsiness of the girl is a dear memory for the knight. What? You don't have to laugh at me at a time like this. She looks up at the knight. Oh, excuse me. It's because you look so terrible. I was just amazed at how worn out we are. He smiles when he talks. She gets a lump in her throat after seeing his regret-free face. The instant she wonders if she should really disappear. Archer, form a contract with me again. She says something she shouldn't. I cannot do that. I do not know if you will keep your contract with Saber, but I'm not qualified for that. And I do not have a goal anymore. My battle ends here. His reply is free of doubt and his will is strong. His face is as bright as the rising sun, and how can she force him when he's making a face like that? But you won't be saved. The girl swallows her words and hangs her head. That is not something the girl should say, and it's not something that is solved by keeping the knight in this world. Nah, I do not have any attachment to this world, but it's troubling to have her cry. For him, the girl always has to be a positive, indulgent realist. He was always encouraged by her figure, so he wants her to stay that way until the very end. Rin. The girl looks up at the voice. Her face looks cute, trying to hold back the tears. Rather than expressing the attachment he feels, he looks at the boy lying in the distance. Please take care of me. I think you know, but I'm unreliable. Please support me. The knight says so as if it's somebody else's business. Those are words of parting. The future might change. If a girl like her stays with Emiya Shiro, the hero Emiya should not be born. His words contain such hope. Archer. But even if it ends up that way, the already existing knight will forever be a guardian. The boy and the man are two different existences. They only have the same starting point, and he is the ideal that the boy dreamed of. There is no salvation available for this knight. There is nothing to give to him, as he has already died and become a phenomenon. She nods in spite of that. She cannot give him anything, so she will give him her best smile. He asks her to take care of him. She smiles so that she can answer the trust he put in her. Yeah, I know. I'll do my best. I'll do my best so that he won't get twisted like you. I'll do my best so that he will be able to like himself. So you should also forgive yourself. She does not put it into words. She looks up at the disappearing knight with a flood of emotions. How much salvation did it bring? After engraving the girl's smile into his memory with pride. I found my answer. It's fine, Tosuka. I'll do my best from now on as well. A breeze. The knight has finally rested his wounded body without waiting for the girl's reply. Huh. I never got to complain to you. She wipes away her tears and talks to the one who is not there. Her voice is clear, and the girl is standing firm again. It is only natural. She does not have time to be depressed after he made a face like that. She says goodbye to the ground that the knight was standing on and runs to the boy lying on the ground. Within the golden sunrise, the smile he had was like that of the boy.